Capricorns, this is your reading, okay? We're going to go ahead and get started. Remember, guys, if the video resonates, like, comment, or subscribe. Either one, either way, it helps, okay? So let's go ahead and get started here. First card out is talking shit, okay? Talking shit. Girl fight competition. Okay. People talking shit about you. People got some shit to say about you. Capricorn, are you doing that thing where you're the best at everything and anything you say you're going to do, you're going to do it, you're going to get it, and you're going to be one of the best at it, especially when it comes to work, school, business, anything in that nature? You're going to be at the top, and I feel like this is where you're going, and people could be talking shit about it. Let's see. Haunted. Let's see. Memories, flashbacks, trauma, side effects. I'm feeling like this haunted here. I feel like, Capricorn, what you do is you make people realize what they really need to get together. It's like you almost, and this is how I really feel, you almost intimidate people into getting their shit together. Wolf in sheep's clothing. You really, Capricorn, you really are the person who really make, like, it's almost like, what's the thing? What's that sign? That line? It's kind of like, I don't know, the stronger may survive or whatever, but you really pick out who's really real and who's really talking about what they're talking about and who's just talking. You feel what I'm saying? That's what happens when Capricorn steps into the building. And I feel like there's something here that you're doing where you're stepping into the building and people have something to say. They have something to say. They may be, like I said, haunted by you. It's like, oh my God, I need to get scared. Let me get tight. Let me get right. You know what I'm saying? And like, oh, Capricorn, because Capricorn is the boss. Capricorn is your boss. And if you're not the boss yet, Capricorn, because you're being a student to something and you're learning to do something, you're the best student. Okay? Top of the class. Stalker. Wolf in sheep's clothing. Stalker. Who's this wolf in sheep's clothing? Because who are they coming up as? Who are they showing to you that they are versus who they really are? Because of where you're going in life and or who you are is maybe starting to show for a lot of people. A lot of people's mask is maybe starting to slip. You may, and this person may not be a stalker in the sense of they, you know, care about every single thing Capricorn's doing, whatever the case may be, but they may, whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you have in common, whatever it is that you want, that they have, they definitely are like, you know, peeping it, watching it, like a hawk, studying your moves like a hawk. Come on now, boss daddy, cannot make it up. They want the inside scoop, Capricorn. How does Capricorn do it? How does Capricorn get all this stuff? How is Capricorn in the position that they're in? And it's like, honey, I was born with this. I was born with this because, first of all, when I was a kid, I had to be, you know, a little more mature than the regular child. Honey, I didn't have time to be playing with baby doll and stuff like that all day. Honey, I had things to do. Okay? Period. And regardless if you wanted that to be the case or not, you did. Or you had to show up for yourself. Okay? I got to show up for myself. I got to make sure I know these things, make sure I know all the things because nobody's helping me. So I have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Which could be a trauma response, but let's feel like the Capricorn who is watching this has transmuted that trauma and turned it into just success. You just know how to be successful. Grudge holder. Wants you back, forcer, always partying, because we're talking about the wolf in sheep's clothing. This is a grudge holder. This could be old friends for some people who are now looking at the stuff that you're doing. Just people who may think they know you, people who, and they may not even be holding a personal grudge towards you. You know what I'm saying? You may not have actually done nothing, Capricorn. Like I said, you could just be like a mirror of what they have not done. These people could be always partying, always playing, never taking stuff serious. And then they see you come into the classroom and you are taking things serious. And now they're upset. Hold on. Oh, you can't be mad at me because I take life serious and you don't. Like, what? Let's pull some more cards from this other deck. Okay, because this may be what you're dealing with. And maybe this is just, maybe not even an actual person. It's just how your interactions with people look and how they feel and what they're starting to become. You know what I'm saying? It's starting to become a thing of like, who can you really trust? I'm at the top. You could be really at the top in something and you're really like, who am I able to trust? Or you come to the top and you're like, who am I able to trust? Moon and Scorpio. Power. You're gaining power. You're learning your power. You understand your power. This is showing you the power that you really, truly do have. You could have maybe thought you didn't really have no power. Maybe you really did think that you was nobody, because it does, as Saturn, it does take Capricorn a little minute for some things for them to really pop, maybe for people to really see them, people to really notice who they are. You could be having some other placements that, you know, may have delayed. You could have a moon in Saturn, which makes it, you know, emotions really hard. Maybe you didn't really peak when it comes to connections and friendships, so people didn't really know who you are. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know what you really was about. But now you are the space where you are more comfortable, or you are the space where you starting to, you know, you could have Saturn in the 10th house like me, which takes my career a very, very, very long time to peak or pop, or it just takes a lot of hard work. You feel what I'm saying? So it just depends what you, it is something here when it comes to power and the power that you have. Fortune, Sun in Leo this summer. You could have a Sun in Leo. You could have a Moon in Scorpio. You could have just maybe like other Capricorn placements, heavy like Venus or Mercury or Mars, something like that. But I think this power is about to bring you some fortune. And I think that fortune just comes with some things, or you're already in a space of fortune and you're like, how do I handle this? How do I deal with these people? Resistance, and it could be the resistance that you're getting from people. Sun in Scorpio. Okay. Yang, endurance is causing for some endurance. Maybe you're having to be a little bit stronger than you thought. You're having to get stronger in some areas. Maybe you need to be a little more confident. Maybe you need to not be so scared to, you know, pop out and be who you are. Give me some water. Let's start with this deck. Look at that, 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. So definitely coming out of squalor. Let's just say that. Can go on. Okay, definitely confident. Look at his, okay, he gapped up and legs hanging, hands hanging in his legs. Like, he know he there, honey. No guessing that. You could have heavy fire energy. Look at those little bugs. Those little bugs, those little gnats, whatever those are, bothering him. And they go up his leg and they turn into something on his clothes. It's almost like he kind of transmute that. And which is, fire is a lot of alchemy too. Like, you know, fire, starting fire, transmuting something, changing something. Okay, you can turn something into a solid, into dust, or smoke, or gas. Or liquid into gas, sometimes. Or heat. What's this? 4 Pentacles. Look at that. This is going to be stability. Coming out of this 5. So the first 3 cards that you had. Okay. Oh, I forgot to do my thumbnail for my other 10 video. Damn it. Okay, I figured it out. This will be the thumbnail, y'all. Okay, so you have coming out of scarcity, coming out of, what I say, squalor. This is alchemy. You transmuting something, confident. And this is the stability that it is going to bring. Okay, with the 4 Pentacles here. This 4 Pentacles feels like stable. You have things under control. Earth energy, Capricorn energy. Show me more about this this King of Wands. Ace of Swords. Something could have, maybe you got denied. Maybe there's, what's this King of Wands here? With this Ace of Swords in the reverse. What's this Ace of Swords in reverse? The Three of Wands. Maybe you got denied something. Maybe you felt like something was going to be denied here that you've been working on. And maybe this is where that come up is coming. Something that was once denied. Something that you thought was not happening or was not possible, or that you maybe were not focused on. Now this is expansion. You're having some growth with this fire energy again. And you're also having help. Okay? Or that could be the hand of your enemies, because that tree is rooted in the ground a little bit. Ooh. You could have stuck your enemy's hand on this. Okay, that could be defeat. Something maybe you defeated. Maybe that's not really more so help. That could be something that was defeated here. For this Ace of Swords to kind of expand. But it might have been a thought process that, process that you had that was a little faulty, which was maybe worrying about the situation and worrying about people, and not being able to deal with these energies that you can see that's getting a little tricky. What's the Wheel of Fortune in reverse? This is the Nine of Pentacles. You may have just kind of counted yourself out in some way here with this Wheel of Fortune in reverse. You may have just said, you know what, it is what it is. Chucking the deuces, and you just counting your losses with the situation. But it could have been a message or conversation, understanding here that had to change about the situation. Maybe it was a guide, a dream, or something like that that kind of made you keep going. Maybe once you stopped doing it, you saw a little bit of results. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. Maybe you had, maybe something, an intuitive nudge that you had to get or something like that, or you saw some results coming from it. Like, say this was a project you was working on, and you felt like it just was not coming together, and then the moment that you was like, you know what, I quit, you end up stepping back, looking at the project, and like, wait, I do actually have more completed than I thought. Yeah. Five of Swords. Definitely could have just been things that you've been saying to yourself, comments you've been saying to yourself, maybe feeling stuck in some way, which could have been this Wheel of Fortune in reverse too, where you felt like it was stuck, things were not moving, things were not growing. But I think it may have been the things that you've been telling yourself, or expectations that you had for yourself when it is this new company. Because now it feels like we're just kind of talking about what you had to go through to get maybe to where you are. Yeah, but it feels like your thoughts kind of put you in this Hangman in reverse situation here, which is another card that could represent stuck too, just with the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune can be stuck in the sense of time, like things taking a very, very long time, or time, like, time was just not on your side. But time was not on your side because of the things that you were thinking, saying, and believing to yourself. Could have been a lot of confusion, delusions, things, feel like you didn't have the ability. You just didn't have the wherewithal to continue. Like, you could have just been wanting to opt out of this thing, but now you completed it, and now people are not only did you complete it, you aced it. Okay, so that is your reading. Page of Pentacles could be an offer of something coming in, or something growing, or seeing the results of something grow. Like, comment, and subscribe if this resonated. Y'all exhausted me for some reason, so I'm just going to assume that you guys are really exhausted and tired, and now you can take a deep breath because it's here. Okay, like, comment, and subscribe.